And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another movie review. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Here Comes the Boom, released in 2012. It stars Kevin James and a few other people, but mostly Kevin James. So, big fan of Kevin James, especially in this era of time. This was kind of his prime. Didn't really know what to think about this movie, though, because I'd obviously never seen it. But I got some thoughts, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? Kevin James, what people come to expect with him as an actor, they expect, comedy, accidents, funny, that kind of thing, like goofy stuff, right? I don't think many people take him as like a very serious actor. But in this movie, he definitely goes and through a big range of emotions. He starts off as a giant dick, but really quickly turns into a great person, and he actually makes this movie pretty wholesome with the lengths that he goes to just to save the music program and help his students. Is really wholesome to watch. I honestly was really fun. The one thing I will say though is he is down bad for the doctor. It's down bad for the nurse. Can you really blame him? The love arc does kind of feel unnecessary, as it usually does in these movies, especially in like a Kevin James movie. You think like Zookeeper or even Paul Blart, and a few other movies not with Kevin James in them. A lot of times the love arc does feel like a second, like it's just a forced B plot. It doesn't really contribute much to the story other than filling in the time and giving something else for people to enjoy. I guess enjoy. It's kind of forgettable. It's fine in this movie. It genuinely is fine. It's just unnecessary. Because really, in the grand scheme of things, in this movie in particular, it doesn't really contribute anything to the story. The girl's still going to call everybody to go out to Vegas for the big fight. The girl's still going to patch them up and patch people up when they're injured, right? She was going to be involved in the cause anyways, and so what? The only real thing that contributes is at the dinner date, she teaches him how to get out of the hold that almost kills him in the final fight, which, they could have worked that in a different way. But whatever. Just wanted to point that out. Mr. Dennett's here again. Obviously is the antagonist character. He's fine. But also Joe Rogan is in this movie. I did not know for the longest time that Joe Rogan's actually also in Zookeeper. Seen that movie I don't know how many times. Never knew that he was in it until a rewatch recently. But Joe Rogan's in this too, and he literally just plays himself, and I'm just like, why? Why? It's like, really? Like, there's almost no point for him to be in this movie, except Joe Rogan just likes being in Kevin James movies, I guess. I don't know, are they in a great relationship? I could not tell you. But Kevin James isn't the only wholesome character in this movie. There's Nico and his friends. They seem like a great group of guys just to hang out with. They have a really cool hangout spot. Nico especially is like a really good character in this movie. Really just, he's looking out for the best for Kevin James. And I keep saying Kevin James. I don't remember his name in the movie. I don't. I just kept calling him Kevin James. I mean, he's he's a teacher. Call him the teacher, I guess. But yeah, he has a really good support group around him in this movie, which is also another reason why it's so wholesome. And I definitely did like that, so it was pretty cool. There was a really funny line during one of the training scenes where the the music teacher was like, "You look as good going as you do coming." Buddy, you're married. In fact, you're an expecting father. Okay? By the way, I did expect the music teacher's plot of having a pregnant wife. I expected that to be a more significant piece of the movie, and it's really not. Like it's played up in the beginning of the movie like it's gonna be some big trouble part to it, and it's not really mentioned after the first like third or quarter of the movie. Except that we see the wife with a baby bump near the end before they go to Vegas. Cool. And I also want to give credit to the final fight, that USC fight. The fights were pretty cool, all throughout the movie. But the final fight's pretty awesome because, like, they do a good job of encapsulating like the Vegas fight scene and everything like that, with all the drunk fans there, but also the styles of the fight. And, I think those were real MMA fighters. Could not tell you. Never watched any UFC fighting in my life. Sorry, I don't want to pay for pay-per-view. But regardless if they were real or not, it did look cool. So, and some of the moves and choreography that they pull off in that final fight, especially, is really, really wild. Like with Kevin James, like flipping the guy over, like ramming him into the cage, and all like the hits and punches and knockouts and stuff, choreographed really, really well. So I got to give credit to the team there for that. But that's all I gotta say about this movie. Um, it was surprisingly a good movie. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot. Kevin James movies, you kind of have to expect a certain level of quality, and it really never seems to exceed that level of quality. But in this movie, I thought it was just mostly very wholesome. Some very wholesome actors and characters, and a good story all throughout. It did have some goofy moments to it, but nothing like super over the top. So yeah, I actually thoroughly enjoyed this movie. So I was pleasantly surprised. But that's going to do it for this review. My final score for Here Comes the Boom. Good song, by the way. Put that in my playlist while watching this movie. I'll have to give this I'll give it a 7. Not like the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life, but it was good. I enjoyed it. So, but anyways, that's going to do it for this review. If you've ever seen Here Comes the Boom, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. So stay tuned for other much more amazing content, including more movie reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.